Hey, welcome back. Today, we're going to crack open one of the buzziest technologies out there, blockchain. We're going to break down exactly how this whole digital chain thing works, piece by piece. When you boil it all down, it's a totally new way to keep a record of, well, anything. A record built on pure mathematical trust, not just on someone's word for it. So, why should you even care about blockchain? Well, to get it, you have to start with the huge problem it was designed to solve. In a world where everything is digital and easy to copy or change, how do you create a history, a record, that you can be absolutely 100% sure has never been faked, altered, or deleted? That's the big question. And the answer starts with an idea that's actually super old, a ledger. Yeah, you heard that right. At its heart, a blockchain is basically just a fancy digital ledger. Think of it like a special kind of notebook where every single important event gets written down, creating a permanent shared record. Okay, so for the more official definition, a blockchain is a time-stamped series of records that are grouped into these things called blocks. Then these blocks get chained together and locked up tight using cryptography, which is really just a fancy word for some very powerful math. And that last part on the slide, that is the absolute key. Once something's written into the chain, it is designed to be there forever, unchangeable. Before we dive into all the techie stuff, let's just take a second to see how simple this really is. At its core, a blockchain is just a list of transactions, just like the one you see here. Dave paid Craig, Andy paid Claire. It's really just a digital record book, keeping track of who did what and when. So, if the whole blockchain is the notebook, what are the individual pages made of? Let's zoom in a little closer and take a look inside a single one of these blocks. Turns out each block has a few key ingredients. First, you've got the actual transaction data, the who paid whom and how much part. Then there's a timestamp, so you know exactly when it was created, and a block number to keep everything in the right order. But these last two things, the hash and the previous hash, that's where blockchain gets its security superpowers. Let's see how. So what on earth is a hash? Well, the best way to think about it is as a unique digital fingerprint. You take all the data in the block, every transaction, the timestamp, all of it, and you feed it into a special math formula. What comes out is a totally unique string of letters and numbers. That's the hash. It's a one-of-a-kind signature for that very specific block of data. And this digital fingerprint is incredibly sensitive. I mean, just look at this example. The transaction Manon paid Jade 20 gives you one hash. But if you try to change that data by just one single digit, make it 21 instead of 20, bam, the hash becomes completely different. Not just a little different, it's totally unrecognizable. This extreme sensitivity is what makes the whole system so secure. Any change, no matter how tiny, sticks out like a sore thumb. Okay, so we have these super secure fingerprinted blocks. Cool, but a single block isn't a blockchain, right? So how are they actually linked together to form that chain? This is where the design gets really, really clever. Every chain has to start somewhere, and that start is block number 1, which is often called the Genesis block. Kind of cool, right? It holds the very first batch of transactions, and based on that data, it generates its own unique hash, its own digital fingerprint. All right, now here comes block number 2. It's got its own data, its own transactions, and it creates its own unique hash. But, and this is the crucial part, it also includes the hash of the block that came right before it. It literally stores block number 1's fingerprint inside of itself. That's it. That's the first link in the chain. And this pattern just keeps going. When block 3 is created, it's going to store the hash of block 2. Block 4 will store the hash of block 3, and on and on and on. Each new block is mathematically chained to the one before it. This creates a really strong sequential history that's incredibly hard to break. So this system of linking hashes together sounds pretty bulletproof. But is it really unbreakable? Let's have some fun and try to break it. Let's run a little thought experiment and put this security to the test. So imagine a hacker wants to rewrite history. They find some old transaction way back in, let's say, block number 2, and they try to change it, maybe to give themselves a bunch of money they never actually had. The instant that hacker alters the data, the block's original hash is no longer valid. It's useless. Remember how sensitive the hash is? Well, the new, fraudulent data generates a completely different digital fingerprint. So now the block is essentially broken. Its contents no longer match its original signature. And this is where the whole thing just spectacularly falls apart for the hacker. On the left, we've got a healthy chain. Block 3 contains the correct hash for block 2.
so the link is strong. But on the right, our tampered block 2 has a brand new hash, and that hash no longer matches the one that block 3 is expecting. The link is broken. The chain is broken. So to get away with this, the hacker would have to fix the chain, right? They'd have to recalculate the new hash for block 2, then update block 3 with that new hash. But wait, changing block 3 means its hash is now broken, so they have to fix that one too. And then they'd have to fix block 4, and block 5, and every single block after it. It would be a ridiculously, almost impossibly huge amount of work. But you know what? There's one final nail in the coffin for our hacker. It's called distribution. See, the blockchain isn't stored in one single place, like on one company's server. Instead, a full copy of the entire ledger is held by thousands of people all over the world on a peer-to-peer network. So even if a hacker somehow managed to do all that impossible math, their fraudulent chain wouldn't match the thousands of other correct copies. The rest of the network would just look at their version and say, nope, that's fake, and reject it instantly. Okay, so we've seen how the chain is built and how it protects itself. Let's just pull this all together for a quick recap to really understand why this technology is such a big deal.
So let's run through the big ideas one last time. 1. A blockchain is a digital ledger that's incredibly hard to mess with. 2. Each block is sealed tight with a unique digital fingerprint called a hash. 3. Blocks are chained together by pointing to the hash of the block before it. 4. You change one tiny thing and you break the entire chain. And 5. The whole ledger is distributed so everyone has a copy and can agree on what's true.
It's a really powerful system. It's designed to create trust, not through a person or a company, but through transparency and pure math. Knowing how the nuts and bolts work is one thing, but the real potential is what you can build on top of it. So that leaves us with one final question to think about. Now that you know how it works, what could you build with a record that was truly, genuinely unchangeable?